and welcome to Season 6, Episode 1 of the Crochet Luna Vlogcast. My name is Claudia, and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California. Welcome, everyone. I want to welcome any new viewers, my returning subscribers, and anybody who has happened upon this video of mine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am a crochet-centric blogcast. So mainly I talk about crochet, a little bit of knitting, sometimes some sewing, but really I want to share with you my crochet journey. I'm coming to you from Southern California, where it has finally cooled down to a very comfortable 81 degrees. I know it's still pretty hot, but not as hot as it was 2 weeks ago, where it was hotter than Hades here. So I just want to say, I've missed you guys. Yeah, I had put out 2 videos in a row and then I had to take a little break. And now it's September. September's almost gone. Where did September go? But I am so happy to be here at this start of the fiber season. I mean, really the way I have structured my videos now is that I don't just go, I don't keep track in, let's say chronological order of episodes, like 1 through whatever. I break them down into seasons. And for me, the season starts September 1st and it ends on June 30th, where I feel like it's summertime and, people's attentions are more divided with, summer break and summer vacations. So this is the first episode of season 6. And yeah, I am so happy. So happy. It is fall. It has become my favorite time of the year. And really the problem is that I'm trying to crochet and make things in the fall to where in the fall, but y'all know that I can't crochet that fast. So yeah, I guess whatever I crochet now that I don't finish will be for next fall. But it doesn't matter. I'm really enjoying the journey. I hope that you guys are as well. We are one with our fiber and our crochet hooks. And I think that there's never been more of an amazing offering of crochet patterns for us to enjoy than now. I mean, really, even when I started crocheting, back in the fall of 2013, I want to say, I don't think, even though I think Ravelry was around, maybe, I don't know, that I have seen sort of this renaissance of crochet design and interest in crochet, where you can go to Target and find crochet, unfortunately find crochet hanging on the racks. And I say unfortunately because I know that some people still are under the impression that there are some machines out there that can crochet, and no, there are not machines out there that can crochet. So if you see a crochet garment or a purse or a blanket, those were done by people hands, not machines. I did come across a blog, actually 2 blogs that I will link down below, that shows sort of one has a video that's really interesting about a machine that can create a chain stitch. And what that article said is that there are machines that can simulate a crochet chain stitch, but not anything as complicated as even a simple single crochet. And that's just because of the nature of crochet, which I thought was really interesting. So I'll link that blog. Plus I found an article on the Marley Bird blog where she talks about that. And so when you're out in the world and you come across this mass-produced crochet, and I know people have talked about, the issues with that, but when you're out in the world just as a crocheter and you see these mass-produced articles, we all know that those were made by people's hands. And so let it be not me a myth that crochet is only made by people, by human hands. Yeah, there's still not a machine out there that can duplicate our stitches, which makes it adds to, for me, one of the unique aspects of crochet, that, you know, as it gets passed on from generation to generation, you're holding a piece that was embedded with that human touch, which I think is really special. So I don't know what got me started on that. I don't know. You know what? I do know what got me started looking for the sort of like the articles and the blogs about, you know, crochet machines. I was watching the farmer's daughter the farmer's daughter's videos where she talks about a top that she's wearing in her latest video, which is beautiful top that kind of simulates a crochet look. And so she was wondering about whether it's still a myth that there are no machines that crochet. And so that kind of got me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. If you have not caught Candace's videos, you should go check them out. She puts out some lovely, lovely videos. She owns a shop, a yarn shop, and she dyes, you know, where they dye yarn. And I actually have some yarn that I bought from her shop that I'll share with you guys a little bit later. But yeah, that's Candace English, and her business is The Farmer's Daughter. She's well known in the industry. She's a lovely person. I've met her, and so I've had the pleasure to meet her, and she just, it was a great experience. So I encourage you to subscribe to her channel. I mean, if you're a crocheter and you have no interest in knitting, I would still encourage you to subscribe, because she's such a nice person to watch on videos. And she talks about different things, you know, she comes from the Indigenous perspective. She's Indigenous herself. And there was one video where she shared about tarot cards that was just amazing. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. So if you're into tarot cards and that kind of stuff, I would recommend that you watch her videos. Anyway, lots to share. It seems to me that the best time for me to record right now is at night, which is unfortunate because I have to record them under lights. I'm going to see if I can invest in some better lighting, because I work during the day. So most of the time I'm at work when I have good lighting here in this space. And on the weekends right now, it's football season, sports season. So I'm not around on the weekends. It's either I record under lights or I don't record at all. And I'm really excited to be engaging and recording videos again for you guys. Ooh, my tea. Ooh, that was rough. Look at, this is a mug that I've had for years. It's one of my favorite mugs. I am dying to put out all the Halloween decorations, but I'm exercising some self-control and I'm going to wait until the last week of September. I got a little fall stuff going here and here, but I am dying to get all the Halloween stuff. I don't know how you guys feel about Halloween. I know some people are not into it, but I love Halloween. I love the fall and I love the decorations and all that kind of stuff. So I am really looking forward to this time of the year. All right, let's get started with some finished objects. I have two. The first one I want to talk about was living in my amazing Loteria bag that I purchased from Annette at the Knitting Tree in Los Angeles. If you saw I think it was my last episode, I will be at the Knitting Tree for Rhinebeck West, which will be October 15th through the 16th. Come down, come see me, come take a picture. Let's chat, bring a project. I will be vending there. I'll be bringing some buttons and some new buttons. Hopefully I'll have some project bags as well. But it will be the first time that I'm actually out vending since I think 2019. Yeah, it's been a minute. I also have Moret, a copy of Moret for anybody who would like to do another round of pre-orders. You can order it there with me. I'll group together all the orders that I get on that weekend and order more Moret because I was so excited to get the confirmation that Moret had been delivered today. So there's more, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, so here's my loteria bag. And I don't know what I was thinking when I showed you those two skeins of yarn, thinking that I was going to get two projects out of those two hanks because I was so off on the yardage. I don't know. So let me share the project with you. It's called the Homeward Cowl, and it's by designer Sarah McFall. It looks like this. It's really pretty. Here's the name of it. I will put a link down below in case you're interested, because you can it's in Inside Crochet magazine, so you can access it through Ravelry, I believe. It's issue 139. It was 2021 when it came out. And it's sort of like, although it says cowl, you can see that it's a pretty big garment. Kind of, to me, it's more like, it looks more like a poncho, because it's so big, but she's like a tiny little petite thing. So it drapes on her this way. For me, if I just stick my arms inside, I look a little sausagey. So I'm not going to be doing that, but I love what I ended up with. So this is my Homeward Cowl. I'll step back so you can see it. It has not been blocked, so I still have to block it. But I ran out of yarn. And so what I did is I just kind of transitioned with these stripes here onto this beautiful, like, hot pink magenta. The pattern is actually so cool. I really liked it because when you start at the bottom, you kind of start with this solid section of stitches, and as you move towards the top of the pattern, towards the top of the cowl, you start having more spaces in between, and then more spaces in between, and more chains in between, until you're all basically just doing chains and these stitches to finish it off. So I really, really like the way this came out. I think that I'll put it on for you. If it's not a little hot, I'm going to put this on for you. It's a little hot, but I'm going to do it. Okay. So it's pretty substantial, as you can see. Let me see. But I kind of like the way the hot pink pops up here. At one point, like when I photograph this, I will make sure that it shows off all the pretty colors. But yeah, I mean, it's not a light garment because there's so much fabric to it. But when it gets cold, and usually I love to keep my chest, I don't like it when it gets cold because then I end up, when I'm in the office, I'll usually have a scarf, and I like to keep it around my neck and around my chest area to keep warm. But I think this is really nice. I think this came out really nice. And like I said, there's so much going on. Like, if I try and get my arms in here, I look a little sausagey, so I'm not going to do that for you. But I'm hoping when I block it, it'll stretch out a little bit more so that I could wear it if I wanted to, like a poncho almost. I don't know if that's going to happen, but anyway, this is the cowl. These colors are beautiful. I love these colors. So yeah, there's my cowl. And I'm happy with the way it turned out. I really enjoyed crocheting it. It was not difficult to crochet. It was, you know, there's 4 sections so that you don't get bored. Just doing the whole stitch, the whole thing in one stitch. There's enough variety in the way that she has done the pattern. Like I said, broken down in 4 sections that it was very enjoyable, and I was able to watch TV. I didn't really have to keep referring to the pattern. So even though there's a variety of stitches, I felt like you got in the zone with each section, and then when you moved up to the next section, it wasn't difficult because it's sort of like you were just taking away certain stitches that you had done in the previous section, but once you find your way around the pattern, then it's just sort of like go, go, go. So this is the Homeward Cowl by Sarah McFall. So this is FO number 1. My next FO is one that I'm really excited to talk to you about. I think I shared most of the details of the yarn on the last episode, but it is my jean pullover by Knotting Usual. The designer's name is one that I have been butchering the whole time, so let me just do that again for you. Liliana Buce-Chmelko. It's this lovely sweater pullover. That is the name of the designer's design shop. It's a paid pattern. I had a really good time. Crocheting it, but I will tell you that I believe that there is an error in the pattern. I'm very tempted to upload it to Ravelry with my notes for anybody who is interested in making this sweater. I did contact the designer. I have not heard back yet, but it could be that she just is not super active on Ravelry. I have not reached out via Instagram. I might do that, but I would not discourage you from making this pattern if you are someone who's comfortable crocheting. I don't think that I would suggest this as a beginner pattern, only because I crocheted the size large and I found that error. I don't know if that error applies to the different sizes. It was pretty easy to fix. But like I said, I don't want to discourage you from trying it, but if you do try it, I want to let you know that I believe that there's an error in the pattern in the construction of the back panel. Yes, the back panel. I shared the yarns that I used in the last episode, and it is the yarn that I use is Cascade. It's the Cascade 220 Heathers in the Heathers colorways. I guess there's different. So here's the yarn band. It's Heathers is the name of the yarn. I used 3 colors because what I did is I color blocked my sweater. Here it is. It's been blocked. It's finished and blocked. I did some color blocking in the sleeve. You can see the colors are more truer to what they are here in this close-up. Although this yellow, this is what I have left, it's a little bit lighter than what it's showing up on camera and a little bit more yellow than what you're seeing here. So the back part of it looks like that. And I will insert some photographs that I took wearing it so that you can see what it looks like. Really happy with the design. I might tighten up this collar. What do you call it? Oh my gosh. Neckline. Good Lord. Okay, so I'm probably going to do a round of stitching around the neckline to tighten it up just a little bit. I really like boat neckline, but this is a little bit too much in that my bra strap keeps showing and I don't want to keep fiddling with that. But I think one round of single crochet in the neckline will do it. Will be fine. Let's see what else. It's a little bit on the crop side, which I'm experimenting with, and I'm liking. It's not usually my style, but I want to try it out with this one. And like I said, it took almost no time to crochet this this sweater, this pullover. So that is my jean pullover. I'm excited about having this one, and I'm really excited about focusing on making some more tops and sweaters. I have patterns that I want to share with you guys later on. And like I said, I really enjoyed this pattern. I really enjoyed making this sweater. I have leftover yarn, which is these two colors. And what I thought I would do is I would use Rosina's from Zines and Rogers. She has a hat called the January Hues hat, which looks like this. And I'm going to find a third color to incorporate. And I think what I'll do is I'll make like a matching hat to wear when I wear my sweater. So that is my second FO. Let's see. Yeah. The next thing I have, oh, well, let me show you the bag that I pulled to put my sweater in. This is a company that I have enjoyed their bags since I started crocheting back in 2013. Slip Stitch Studios. I love their bags. I love their bags. But I bought this one last fall when I went to a very small yarn festival in Vista, California. She happened to be there, and she had this cute llama bag, and they're all wearing like little costumes, or I thought that was so cute. And this is a nice big bag. I love that it has a strap in it. The inside has many pockets, and it has this great orange and black fabric. So this is one of the bags I'll be using for my next project. So let's move on to some works in progress. For my first work in progress, I will show you my knitted sock. Yes, I have finally cast on a sock. I've been wanting to try knitted socks for a while. I found a very beginner friendly pattern that also has a tutorial from the Crazy Sock Lady. Many of you who knit socks know Kate Litton. This is her pattern. It's called Vanilla Socks on 9-inch Circulars. She has them for the different types of needles, but I wanted to try the 9-inch circulars from Chigu. And yeah, they were surprisingly not as fiddly as I thought they were going to be. The yarn that I'm using is another Cascade yarn. It's called Heritage Prints. It looks like this. It's very pretty. And this is what I have so far. I really like the way that this is looking, striping up. So I'm at the point where I'm going to be working on the heel of the sock. And I liked her method of doing it by working it on 2 DPNs. But my DPNs that I have felt really flimsy, and I thought they're going to break. And I got so panicked about it as I was doing those first 2 rows that I had to put it down because it was really making me anxious to be working on these flimsy DPNs. As you can see, they're very thin. So they're very thin, and they're very flexible, and that was making me feel very uncomfortable. So I went ahead and purchased a set of Knitter's Pride Zings, which I will be using. So then I will be working on the heel of this sock. Hopefully it will not take me that long because I would really like to wear these awesome socks. So that's my knitted sock. That's on 9-inch circulars. And again, the pattern is Vanilla Socks by, this is the Crazy Sock Lady, and her name is Litton. I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's got a lovely podcast as well here on YouTube, so please check her out. The tutorial she does is really, really cool. I had wanted to do the one that Denise from Earth Tones Girls has, and I will probably move on. That will be my second pair of socks because she also has a whole like set of videos to do socks, but she has them on magic loop. So I want to try the 9-inch circulars, and I'll try magic loop and see which one I like best. It might be that I like both, or doesn't matter, but I'm going to finish this pair up and then I'll do the knitted socks per her video instructions. And this particular pair of socks is living in a me-made bag, which is this one right here. I just wanted a little bag, but I wanted it with handles, so I used a pattern by Erica Arndt. I don't know how to say her last name. I will list it down below because it's a free tutorial that you can see about making this bag. I made it for Valentine's Day with Valentine's Day fabric. I'm thinking I might have maybe two or three more of these bags at Rhinebeck West for anybody who is interested in a little sock bag with a handle. I think that will be really nice for the holidays. I'll pick up some cute fabric, and so hopefully I have time to make them. I mean, it's like the end of September already. I don't know where time is going. Somebody please stop time for me because I have a lot of things I need to get done. Okay, so then, oh my gosh, I almost like spit my tea out. So then I decided that I can't just be knitting socks. Yeah, I needed to get some crochet socks going. And as I was thinking that, and that thought went out into the universe, I was on Etsy and a pattern popped up for socks. No, I lie. I'm lying through my teeth. I saw it first on Instagram and then I went to Etsy. But I believe you can also buy it on Ravelry. So what I saw was these amazing, and she did like a little video, which was really cute. I saw these socks and they're called the Creepy Crawly Spider Sock Pattern. The designer is Brianna K Designs, and they look like this. Aren't those really cute? And then these are like little spiders. Okay, so here are the two different ways that she crocheted up this pattern, which I think is, both of them are like really cute. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like I want to do Halloween stuff. And I went ahead and purchased the pattern on Etsy, but I believe you can, like I said, purchase it on Ravelry. It comes with a tutorial, 2 tutorials, which I think is great. And when I went to Yarndale in 2018. 2018 seems like 1,000 years ago. I purchased 2 sock blanks, and I've shown them, throughout the years because they're really cool. Actually, I really like sock blanks. I like how you can paint a picture on them, and then you get this really cool pattern on your socks. I mean, the picture doesn't translate to the sock, whatever you're making, but it does variegate and speckle in a really cool way. So I had a sock blank that was specifically Halloween themed because I was looking for some Halloween yarn while I was at Yarndale, and I have lost the tag for the company who made it. If I can go back in my notes where when I first showed it, I will link it down below. I'll mention it down below. But I had the stock blank, and what I did is I unraveled the whole thing. I wound it up in my yarn with my yarn winder, and I ended up with this cake right here of sock. Now you can see that because it was in sock blank form, it's very curly like this. And it really doesn't affect it. To me, it doesn't affect much. I know some people like to relax it by turning it into a skein and, you know, washing it and having those fibers relax. It doesn't bother me. I was just more wanting to see what it will look like in a cake form. And this particular sock blank did not have an image in it. It was just stripes of color. So this is what I have so far with my sock. It's a great stitch pattern. It's got flexible. I mean, it's pretty flexible. I really like it. It's got a rounded toe, which is, I prefer a rounded toe. But yeah, I'm really enjoying working on these, and one of the things that I really liked is that she had a tutorial for it. And it's not that it's hard stitch pattern to memorize, but it was nice to see the tutorial, to see how she worked one particular stitch that has always sort of like given me issues. And it's one of the reasons I have avoided certain patterns that use this stitch. But one of the tips that she gave in the video really helped me out, and I really haven't had any issue working that stitch while working with a small crochet hook and the crinkly yarn. So hasn't been a problem. Now for my spiders, because as you can see, what she has is she has you work the sock, and then you've got these little spiders that you incorporate. So for that, I have this yarn right here, and I again bought this a long time ago, so I don't quite remember the company that I bought it from, but that's the name of the brand of the sock, of the yarn. And it's just a gray color that I thought would pair up well for that section of the cuff and the spiders. So, and this feels like a very toothy, woolly sock. And I do remember that this sock has BFL in it, which I kind of like the way that feels. It's a little like toothy. I don't mind it at all. And I've tried on this little bit, and it fits fine. So I'm fingers crossed that everything will work out with this crochet sock. So the bag that I'm using for this project is this amazing bag that I got at Stitches West. This particular bag maker recycles fabric, and I love this bag. When I saw it, I just knew I had to have it. And you can see the zipper pull is a little skeleton. I don't know why I am having so many issues, and I think it might be the lighting. So many issues with the focus on my phone, because I record all of my videos on my phone. But I apologize. The focusing has not been working in the past few videos. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm just putting it out there that if I go, hey, look at this, and it's all blurry. Yeah, I know. Anyway, this is the company logo, and this is the company of the bag maker. And like I said, I really like this bag. It's perfect for Halloween, perfect for the fall, and that's where my sock project is. My crochet sock project is in. So yeah, I've got those two projects on the go, And I had shown on the previous video that I was going to work on that block sweater, which I think is amazing. I will tell you that I have this one right here. I think that I jumped the gun on my yarn choice, and that I thought I had picked adequate yarn, and I started working the pattern, and I really don't like it. I really don't like, not the pattern, the yarn that I chose. So I wanted to show you, I haven't undone it. Pattern is not difficult to follow. And because it's worsted weight yarn, it worked up pretty quickly, but pretty quickly I knew that I did not like what I was working on. First of all, it became really hard on my hands to work on this pattern. So this is like the beginning of the back panel. There's no the drape on it. I just kept thinking, if I make a big sweater with this yarn, because the sweater, as you can see, it's not a crop sweater. It's like a full length sweater. And see how nicely her fabric drapes? I really don't think that this fabric is going to drape as well. And I really did not end up liking my color combination. Once I saw it side by side, I really don't think it does anything for me. So it's back to the drawing board with this pattern in terms of finding the yarn. But I think that individually this color is lovely, and I think individually this color is just a good neutral. So I'm going to find maybe another pattern for these two yarns separately, not together. And then I'm going to just keep looking to see if I can find a good yarn for this pattern. I might even just break down and actually buy the yarn that the pattern was made out of, because in here is, and I don't know if I left it in here. Here it is. So the pattern itself comes with this page that shows you all the different colors that come in this line of yarn. And I really like some of these yarns in these colors, different color combinations. I just didn't want to make the investment for a sweater's quantity of yarn at this time. That's why I was looking for a more inexpensive alternative. But I'll tell you, I was not going to spend the time to make that sweater because I was not going to wear it. I did not like the way those two colors looked crocheted up. Didn't like the drape of it. And so if anything, I might end up purchasing some combination of these two colors. So that one's going on timeout, but I will go back to it. And that just goes back to for me, it's like, it's not really, you, like, what I want to say is you don't need to have expensive yarn to do a pattern, but what you've got to have is the right yarn. So if I can find another alternative that is not as pricey, then I will go ahead with that. You know, I'm trying to find economical ways to get my crochet made, even though I have a ton of yarn. What I don't have is a lot of sweater quantities in yarn, and I just don't want to end up with a bunch of like mix match. I mean, you could fade stuff, but you know, like, I just like want like what I want, and I want to be able to find either economical yarn, or I want to find alternatives that are not as expensive, basically. I don't know, you guys, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta crochet, you gotta make the things with the things that make you happy. We spend so much time on our projects. We've got to make that experience, that whole experience, a good one, I feel. And the yarn has a lot to do with that, because, and it doesn't matter if it's expensive yarn. If that expensive yarn doesn't bring you happiness, you know, what's the point in working on it just because you spend the money on it? And if at least less expensive yarn is going to give you the drape and the color and the feel of what you want, then there's nothing wrong with working with that. Again, don't know why I'm going on these rants that have no point. It could be because I'm out of practice. So let's move on to some pattern palooza, because I have some exciting patterns that I want to show you. Now, the first one, I shook my camera, sorry. The first pattern I want to share is it's called the Lily Top by Showroom Crochet. I love this top. Look at this top. That is just lovely. And because I live in San Diego, I can wear this top probably all year round. Now, this is a paid pattern. I'll tell you that right now. It is a paid pattern. You can find it on Ravelry. I think I might have purchased it from Etsy. It has charts. It has lots of diagrams and schematics. So I really want to make this one, the Lily Top. Then I found another pattern for a sweater. It's called the Callen Cardigan by Ruby Webs. And what I liked about this one is that it looked like it was fairly a simple, straightforward make. No buttons. Just a simple band around. This is also a paid pattern. Let's see, maybe show you the back of it. I just thought it'd be something, you know, nice and cozy to throw on. I believe that this is a worsted weight yarn, and yeah, it's worsted weight yarn, number 4. And technically, I may be able to use that big skein of blue yarn to make this, if I make it a little bit more cropped and not as long. Maybe not cropped up to here, but maybe cropped up to here. I might be able to get away with that. Now, wouldn't that be amazing? I think that would be great. So I might try using that ball of blue yarn to make this cardigan. And then I bought a book, and I haven't bought a book in a long time. But I went to Barnes & Noble with my daughter and her best friend who was having a birthday, and I decided to take the girls over there so that they could buy some books. And I went over to the crochet section, and I was looking at the books, and I found this book. It's called Colorful Crochet by Emma Leith. I love that pillow. First of all, the pillow. I love this pillow. Like, I want to make it. And then in the back, I saw these gloves along with these hanger covers, which I've been wanting to crochet some hanger covers for some hangers that I have. So that was like 3 patterns, and I thought, well, let me take a peek inside. And as soon as I started flipping through the book, I'm like, I'm buying it. I'm going to show you the gloves, and these are like little squares that make up the gloves. I love that. You know why? Because I have so many little balls, like little scraps of yarn that I don't even know what to do with. And I thought, wouldn't that be perfect to use those little scraps of yarn to make these squares and make those gloves? Because I wear fingerless gloves all the time. So I bought the book because I want to make these. They're called patchwork gloves is what they're called. There's also this other scarf here that I thought was really pretty. But really, the pillow, I want gloves. There was a third pattern that I liked, but I want to show you. I want to show you the heart. I wouldn't put what it says on it. I would put something different, but I thought the crochet heart was really cool. I really like that. I really, really, really like that. So I kind of feel like I want to venture out and do other things. Like you guys know, for those of you who watch, I don't like making amigurumi, but I love amigurumi. Like, I love amigurumi. I have tons of books on amigurumi. The reason I don't like it is because it's fiddly and it hurts my hands. But I love the end product of amigurumi. So I would love to do other things with crochet that are not maybe garment driven. And this book has some really cool things that you can make, like flowers that you can decorate stuff with. And there's like bunting. There's these little bags that I thought were really cute. These little bags. So yeah, this book is full of inspiration. I really liked it. I haven't bought a book in a long time, so I grabbed it, and I'm excited to be able to use all those like little scraps of yarn that I've been saving, because I'm thinking I want to make a fingering weight blanket. Yeah, like, when is that going to happen? Although Martha Mitchell has a pattern for a blanket that uses fingering weight yarn, I believe. If I find it, I'll link it below, because she has one of the best sock patterns that I've made. I've made 2 pairs of socks based on her fabulous sock pattern, I think is what it's called. And then her blanket pattern, I believe, is free. And I've shared it on previous podcasts. If I find those things, I'll link them below. I want to give you a lot of variety of projects for you to go out there and get your Crojo on. If you've lost your Crojo, let's get it back. It's the fall, people. Let's make all the stuff. Let's beautify the world with crochet, because I'm such in the spirit of crochet right now, you guys. I just can't even tell you. I'm thinking about, like, how many hours can I set aside a week to just sit down and crochet. I'm just figuring what does laundry really have to be done? Do children really have to get fed? I don't know. It's all in the balance. Anyway, I have that stuff that I've shown you and shared with you, and then I just have a quick little yarn that I want to share with you, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, so I did a little yarn shopping. We had the San Diego yarn crawl. Did not go to that. It was too busy. I had football, I had volleyball. So I didn't buy any yarn at the San Diego yarn crawl, which might be good because I'm going to Rhinebeck West and I will be buying some yarn there. I can tell you that. But I ordered some yarn from Farmer's Daughter because I'm sort of like looking for these yellows. I'm looking for a certain yellow. I mean, I have a certain yellow in my palette that I like, and I saw this yarn on her website and I really, really liked it. It's like a very dark mustard. I just fell in love with this color. Look at that. It is gorgeous. So I bought a skein of that. This is her tag, Farmer's Daughter. And this is her Pushkin DK. And I bought it along with this color to pair it up because I thought this would be a really beautiful combo. Now this is hand-dyed yarn. And I was also, like I said, I'm looking for things that are also economical that I can share with you guys. And on her site, she has this really nice yarn. It's called Smart. The company is Sans Garn. And look at this yarn. It's a the yellow is like really beautiful. I loved it, and I wanted to see it in person, and actually it's very true to what my computer screen was showing, so I was happy with that. So I'm working on I'm basically working to be able to share some yarn substitutions for the patterns that I'm designing for fiber and faux. And so this yarn at $7 a ball to me is a very economical yarn, and it feels really good. It's really squishy, and so I wanted to try, and I want to see if I can work up the pattern with this yarn to see what it looks like and what it feels like. So yeah, I bought some yarn. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk to you guys is about Moret, because Moret came in the mail today. I have it right here. This is my copy of Moret, and it is just sublime. It really is. Every copy of Moret just keeps getting better and better and better. The photography, the patterns, it is such a beautiful magazine. I'll tell you the pattern that I am eyeing. Well, there's two, and one is a Tunisian crochet pattern, which I haven't done anything past a dishcloth in Tunisian, but this pattern is really giving me the vibes, really giving me the inspiration to make it. But I want to make this pattern. It's called Connected Cosmos. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And why I'm excited to make this pattern is because I think this uses that same stitch that I have been struggling with, that I now, after working on those stocks, feel really good that I think I can do it. Look at these pictures. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, if you haven't bought Moret, please buy it. Let's keep supporting Allison, because she is putting out such an amazing product. The other pattern that I want to do is Soul Wind by Deanne Ramsey. Deanne Ramsey is actually an amazing crochet designer. She did a pattern called the Blur Shawl years ago, which to me is still like one of my favorite patterns. I actually did it twice. And it's sort of like a crochet fade type situation that you can have, like, I think there's two sizes. I did the medium size and it was still really big. Love her patterns. She has a pattern for a hat that I crocheted in 100% wool that I loved that hat. And my dear mother came over and that was helping me do some laundry and put it in the wash and in the dry. So when it came out, it was like this big. And ever since then, I'm like, nobody touched the crochet that you see around the house. Nobody. Don't wash it. Don't look at it. Don't mess with it. So I'm going to go one day, go back and crochet myself. Ooh, maybe. No, but I like these two together. These two go well together. I think I'll have to make something with this. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. I know this is probably going to be a really long episode because I had so much to share with you guys. I will see you back hopefully next Tuesday. Have a great week. Have an amazing start to the fall season. So I will see you back next week. All right, take care. Bye.